Seemed like Gray had his burst today, Coach.
He didn't have a whole lot of opportunities today. We were very protective of him, but we did want him to get tackled a couple times, which he did. But yeah, he showed some of his own bursts, and he just needs to get more work.
With Mr. Jones is today kind of a microcosm of his camp. I mean, he did so many great things out there, but then maybe had a drop here or there.
Is this a microcosm of his camp?
Yeah, like just today. Is it today just like a small snapshot of what his camp has kind of been on the whole? A little bit inconsistent, but the wow factor's there.
Yeah, I missed the wow factor. I didn't see that wow factor out there today.
Really?
Missed that, yeah.
Howard Matthews, a guy that maybe could be a third spot, and he ran it pretty good.
Down the goal line, I mean, we didn't do much with him, but he does have a chance to help us in that capacity, so we're going to continue to look at him.
Would you assess Ryan Tannehill's day for us, Coach?
He overthrew on that interception to Prelude, and he underthrew one to Askew. He just wasn't. I mean, he's been on so much for so long. He was bound to have a day where he wasn't just 100% on. He's had 4 straight days of just unbelievable ball location. And it was a fairly consistent win down in that field, and I don't know if that played a part into it, but he wasn't as he's been today. He wasn't at his all-time best, but he'll bounce back.
What do you think of the backup quarterbacks, Joe Cohen and Showers especially?
I got to watch the tape. I can really watch the tape and evaluate it from there. You have to look at all the guys that are around him too. So it really is reflective of who they're working with the guys doing the right thing. And sometimes when you have a lot of youngsters out there, it's hard to look good. And we play a lot of young kids today.
I know you put a lot of emphasis on stacking practices and stacking good outings. Nate Askew seems to be doing that every day.
Yeah. I thought he did a nice job. I mean, he started out strong, had a little lull for a couple of days, and he came back, and he's been pretty consistent. He's done a nice job. He's not quite there just yet. He missed a play or two on his alignment, but overall, he's made a lot of progress this camp. He's light years ahead of where he was a year ago.
Coach, when you talk about tempo and cohesiveness, how tough is it when you're missing guys like Fuller and Michael and miss certain guys in a scrimmage like this?
Well, Cyrus is limited. Fuller was out. Christian Michael was out. So we really, Kendrick McNeil really hasn't done much with us, so we really depend on him in that equal package. But so it doesn't allow you to have the consistency you want, but we should have been a little bit better than we were today. We looked tired today.
Are you pleased with the people behind them, like the progress they've been making with Jeff out and Kirsten Michael and that? Have they been doing well backing up that?
Well, Askew's the backup to Jeff, and he's done a nice job. I think Mike Evans did a nice job today as well, made some nice catches. So I was pleased with that. The third tailback, I'm still concerned about that because we put the ball on the ground there today, and we can't do that. We've done that enough times already. I feel like the backup quarterback position is working itself out. I think we have 2 pretty good guys there. Yeah, I think for the most part, those younger guys are trying to pull up the slack, but we got to get some guys back. We're a pretty banged up team. Nothing that's going to keep anybody out of any action, but just keep them out of getting reps in practice. Jeff really hasn't practiced a whole lot. Cyrus really hasn't practiced a whole lot until today and the yesterday. But so I'm anxious to get all those guys back.
Can you assess the just the battle at the starting tight end position?
I think Prelude's doing a nice job. Nehemiah had a touchdown he should have caught, I thought, today. I think Hudson's he came back, he's doing a nice job. Michael Martha's done a real nice job, but he's a little bit banged up right now. I think there's 3 guys that'll play just like last year. We worked those guys in and out, but I'd have to say Mike and Hudson are 1 and 1A in some capacity, and Nehemiah's behind them for consistency reasons.
Since Sean went out the other day, you've been able to run DeMontre and Caleb Russell on the field at the same time. I know a lot of, or at least some of that has to do with Porter not being able to go, but have you liked what you've been able to see with both of those guys on the field at the same time?
Well, Caleb's been sick. He's had a GI illness, and he's been out for a little bit. So it's nice to finally get him out there. He gives us a pretty good pass rush off that edge. And DeMonte's really had a very consistent camp. He's a very physical player. He's so much better than he was a year ago at this point. It's like night and day as far as his abilities and what he's bringing to the table. He's so much stronger player. He's very difficult to block. If he's coming off that edge, he's caused us fits. If we're trying to run a movement pass outside, he pretty much contains us. We just can't get outside of him. So he's played very well.
Tyrell Taylor seemed to back up what Nick said about him the other day after practice, having a first step similar to Von Miller.
Yeah, I mean, he's an extremely explosive kid. He just has to put some weight on. Yeah, we're excited about what he brings to the table. And we thought because he's not the biggest guy, he's tall, but he's not real thick, that he might not play this year. But it looks like he's going to play, at least at this point anyways. We look at him as being a possible player because of what he's done so far.
What'd you see from your live kicking sessions today, Coach?
Well, Randy Bullock kind of tweaked the muscle, so we weren't going to kick him today. We gave Birdlet an opportunity. He missed one. We had some bad snaps. We weren't consistent with our snaps, and that was part of it. We had a protection issue. I'm not real pleased with that operation, to be honest with you. We've had a couple blocked in camp. I'm pleased that our defense is in a blocking mentality, but I'm displeased that we've had 3 blocked, I believe, in the last couple of days. So that's very disappointing, and so we have to shore that up. It all starts with the snap and the hold, but those guys on the edge, I think we could have done a better job.
Couple more. DeShazier ever had that big pop toward the end of practice? How much do you guys look for that type of fanatical effort from a young guy, in
Who's
a
that?
scrimmage environment? DeShazier Everett had that big pop late.
Yeah, he did. He had a nice tackle. That's certainly nice to see him do that. I think he's going to be a very, very good player at some point. He's still feeling his way, but he was able to cut it loose and show what he could do. So that was fun to see that.
Coach, finally, can you just assess your offensive line today?
There's 22 guys on that field at the same time. I trying to watch and call the plays and stuff. It's hard for me to make a total assessment. I don't think we ran the ball extremely well, to be honest with you, today. I thought the defense did a really good job of showing up their run defense. I don't think we had many 3-and-outs, but eventually we ended up running out of downs, and either we had a punt or kick field goals, which we didn't make. So I'd have to give the defense the edge. We did move the ball offensively, but we didn't, in my mind, didn't punch it in once we get on the other side of the 50. We kind of fizzled a little bit for whatever reason. So we'll have to look at that. And to evaluate the offensive line, I'd be hard-pressed to say I could give you an answer, but it wouldn't be accurate.
All right.